Hello and welcome to the PHNX Daily Bets Show, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. This week, using the code PHNX, you receive $150 in free bets instantly when you place $1 or more on any football game this week. I'm here with my guy, Johnny Venerable. Johnny, how you doing? I didn't have an alliteration for you this week. I'm sorry.
That was a pretty weak introduction,
I know.
Shane, for somebody who just hit their lock of the week last Friday, or our prediction show was on Friday. And both of us, I think, did fairly well over the weekend. Not as good as I think week one, but we were pretty brash about certain picks that ended up coming to fruition. Mine, of course, being I thought the Jets would get stomped on by New England, even with Mac Jones, even with traveling to the Jets stadium. That came to fruition and then some. That game was not competitive. Bill Belichick does not lose to rookie quarterbacks, that being Zach Wilson, who had a miserable day.
4 picks. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, my DraftKings pick of the week last week, the defense lock hit. It was I think I actually took the Cowboys money line. I think it switched at the end into the +3. So that was good.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we'll give me some extra juice for it. But yeah, it was
my bet. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was a fun weekend. There's some weird games. That Seattle game was just bizarre. They couldn't move the ball at the end of that. The Cardinals game was absolutely insane.
Still recovering. Yeah.
Yeah. How was the experience covering that? Did you have a good time?
Oh, it was phenomenal. I have to make sure I'm not openly rooting or showing my dismay for the team in the press box. You have to be buttoned up. I have to be professional. I did like the Cardinals in a blowout win. And I, of course, took the Cardinals -3.5. That did not come to fruition. They did not cover. A lot of people let me know on Twitter that I disappointed in there. So I think be more upset with the defense that allowed 20 points in the first quarter to Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it was fun. I feel really spoiled having Dalvin Cook as my fantasy running back because he had like 136 rushing yards, and I was still like, come on, Dalvin. And he went down 2 different times and was in the tent 2 separate times, and I saw it live, and I was just like,
yeah, he pulled the Paul Pierce like 3 or 4 times in that game, and I'm like, oh, he's out, and then he would just be back the next drive. And
I think he has like a really low pain tolerance, or he just feels pain more than other people because he seems to come off the field like twice a game. Well, let's get into this really strange. I'm really disappointed in the primetime games. I mean, the last night's game was amazing. It was awesome. I love seeing Lamar Jackson just completely turn it around after one of the picks, which wasn't his fault. But turn it around and just come back with that defense is super fun. Patrick Queen has seemed to figure it out on the defensive end. And their corners, their young guys played really well also. But besides that, the primetime games have kind of stunk, and I don't think this one's going to be any different. We got Lions at Packers.
The hierarchy with primetime is Sunday night is the game of the week, right? And then like Monday night, typically isn't great, but it's not terrible. And then historically, Thursday night is the redheaded stepchild. It's the throwaway game. And that's the case this week. Now, they have given the broadcast to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. So I would say like Monday night and Thursday night are typically on an even level. The difference being Monday night, they can actually flex out all the trash games at the end of the year when they haven't been able to do that in the past. So, and I actually kind of like this game in a lot of ways because I think there's intrigue. That being Detroit and Green Bay. Has Aaron Rodgers kind of just like quit on football?
That's what I'm really interested to see. And we'll get into that with our predictions. Johnny, I'm going to let you go first. Let's pull up your prediction. This is what you got. Explain yourself.
Well, I mean, typically I would say maybe stay away from this game, but we love predicting Monday Night Football here
of course.
On PHNX Daily Bets. Lions sneaky backdoor cover last week against San Francisco. Think they do it again. Their personnel, while not great, scrappy. Jared Goff, sneaky good game last week. Green Bay's defense, I think, has regressed this year. And then I like the over in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. You're not going to be able to stop Green Bay's offense if you're Detroit. Jeff Okudah is injured. I think he's out for the year. That was their kind of quote-unquote top corner, and he's been bad. So I think Devontae Adams could have like a 3-touchdown night. But I think Detroit is a team. What's their running back? Jamal Williams coming back and playing revenge game against the Packers. Let him walk in free agency for keeping A.J. Dillon in house. So divisional games are tough anyway. And I think the Lions are more prone to getting blown out later in the season when they lose some of their top personnel just the season wears on you. Dan Campbell right now can keep his guys energized. So just a tough, nifty backdoor cover again this week, plus 12. I like Detroit.
Yeah, Dan Campbell is a personality. If you haven't seen Week 1 mic'd up on NFL's YouTube, you should watch it. He's something else.
He's got good stuff. Yeah.
He's exactly what I would imagine any dad off the street to coach like. I would imagine he makes really good hamburgers as well. Let's go into my predictions for this week. So I put a puke emoji next to my prediction for a reason. I hate this game. I hate it so much. I really want Aaron Rodgers to not quit because he's my fantasy quarterback in one of my bigger leagues. But also I feel bad for Devontae Adams. I also have the over because I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I do see the Lions covering, but I just can't bet on the Lions. I can't bet on Jared Goff more than that. I can bet on the Lions.
Sure.
I can't bet on Jared Goff. I just can't do it. So
I'm betting on just the city of Detroit to will them to this victory.
I'd bet on the city of Detroit to do a lot of things over betting on Jared Goff. So yeah, both have the over. I think if anything, I would touch the over. But I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll throw a little bit on DraftKings Sportsbook, the minus 12. So yeah, it'd be good to have some more free bets for this game, so I wouldn't have to, put my own money into it. But if you need some free bets,
use DraftKings money on this game.
Yeah, use DraftKings money for this game. It's all you have to do just to get $150 in free bets is just sign up. You use promo code PHNX. You get $150 in free bets when you place $1 or more on any football game this week. And you get these fun same game parlays that I've been doing a lot. I did one last night that didn't hit because of, I think I had Tyson Williams over a certain amount of rushing yards that he didn't get to, but I had Marquise Brown as an anytime touchdown scorer, Travis Kelce as an anytime touchdown score, and then I had the over. No, the reason why I didn't hit was because I had the Chiefs minus 3.5, but I had the over, which was an easy lock. But those same game parlays are super fun. They're super easy to use. So yeah, download that sportsbook app. Use promo code PHNX. It's the way to go with these same game parlays. They're fun. 21 plus, Arizona only, gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only, minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, well, one thing DraftKings also has that is very fun is their props, their game props. So let's get into our props. I'll pull mine up first. I got 3 tasty nuggets for you guys. I love Aaron Rodgers if he wants to play tonight to go over 284 passing yards. That's minus 115. And I also don't think he's going to leave the pocket, so I'm taking under 7.5 rushing yards at minus 120.
Wow, okay.
It seems gross, but I just like that. And then I like TJ Hawkinson to be an anytime touchdown scorer for Detroit at plus 220. I think that's juicy, and he's really the only big red zone target besides is that Mike Williams or is it Tyrell that's on that Lions team?
Tyrell.
Yeah, Tyrell. Besides him,
the receivers are bad. Hawkinson's the same bad.
Hawkinson's a stud. I think he's a top 5 tight end, but he has Jared Goff throwing to him, so he's not one of my favorites.
They're going to be the king of garbage time this year. So if you need a team that just racks up a bunch of pointless yards and touchdowns, Detroit could be it.
Yep. I know you only have one tasty nugget, which is a little disappointing from you, Johnny. What's your tasty nugget?
This is my lock of the night for props.
Oh, I love it.
3 of them. I'm going to go with one that you should parlay with everything Shane just said. Aaron Jones is going to be the first TD scored tonight. Book it plus 650 right now. Go make your bet. Aaron Jones is going to dominate on the ground against a Detroit team that was putrid against the run last week against San Francisco. I think the Packers want to establish the run. I think Aaron Jones could break off a big run to start this game. The linebackers, really the back 7 for Detroit's miserable. Their safety play, their linebacker play is awful. And I think the Packers want to get Aaron in a rhythm. The best way to do that is to work off a play action and the run game. And again, that touchdown to Aaron Jones could be as a receiver or as a runner. So you've got kind of double trouble there. I know all the money right now is, of course, going to be on Devontae Adams. I think the Lions are going to try to double cover him. They're going to bite some kneecaps, Man Campbell style, and try to rip and claw Devontae Adams to the ground. And so that leaves Aaron Jones an opportunity to take a tutty to the house to kick off Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's always the really hard part about betting on Devontae Adams to score or having him on your fantasy team, because but even before they started to do these like wide angles to see the secondary, you would see Aaron Rodgers like do his like 3 or 5 step drop and then do a hop, and then you'd see him load up, and you're like, oh, he's throwing to Tay, and then it's Adam Lazard or like Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and you're like, what the hell?
It's
And then,
Adams. Oh, wait, it's the middle name.
Yeah. And Devontae Adams is like just getting harassed by 3 different Lions.
I do
3
think
real
there's,
Lions.
I mean, right now you can get Devontae Adams to score anytime tonight, -150. I think that tells you on DraftKings that, I mean, he's going to get in the end zone tonight. It's just a matter of when, not if. He's still plus 500 to be the first scorer. I mean, if you're feeling advantageous as a gambler out there, which I often am, you can sprinkle. I would go almost an aggressive approach. If you've got, let's say, $30 to spend, kick $10 plus 500 to Devontae, $10 plus 650 with Aaron Jones, and then like plus $10 Robert Tonyan's plus 1,000 to score first. You're gonna be in really good shape. You invest and you're gonna make money somehow. So just gotta be creative sometimes with your bets now.
Yeah, and coming up, we'll in the next couple weeks we'll be releasing some betting 101, some little nugget knowledge for you guys. That's we might have to get a graphic built for nugget knowledge. I don't know what it would look like, but I think that'd be good. Maybe a t-shirt.
Look like Chick-fil-A nuggets with Chick-fil-A sauce, but it'll have our heads on it.
Speaking of t-shirts, that Rise Up Red Sea t-shirt that just dropped after that big Cardinals dub last night. Go check that out on PHNXlocker.com.
Yeah, right now.
It is sweet.
If you guys have seen it, head on over to PHNX.com. Head on over to merch. It's up for sale right now. It is going to be the hottest t-shirt in the Valley, bar none. Get it right now. Stop what you're doing. Take your winnings from DraftKings, which you can convert to your bank account same day within the hour. That instant transfer. And do a little shopping for some sports gear on GoPHNX.com.
Yeah, and if you want it for free, I think kind of annual subscription, $60, get the whole year and a free t-shirt. I would get that one. I really like how it looks. Another thing I saw today, despite being 2-0, the Cardinals are plus 450 to win the division, tied for last with Seattle at plus 450. And the Niners are the favorite.
Moving up, no longer last.
Yeah, the Niners are the favorite at like plus 170. I think it's because of the strength.
I don't swear often on this show. That's such complete other dog shit, and I love DraftKings. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to run the table and win the division after what I saw yesterday. Trey Lance doesn't even play. It's a quarterback league. Who's your quarterback? The Cardinals are more talented than the Niners. Now, they screw around sometimes like they did yesterday. Shameless plug. I've got an article right now. Go PHNX.com. What's different between last year's team and this year's team? It's talent. They're super talented. But San Francisco, that's a crock. Philadelphia, I'm so mad at them. They screwed around. I love Philadelphia this weekend, plus 3.5. They blew that.
Well, did you see what their 4th down play call was? And 4th and goal? Yeah, it was like an inverted Philly special, and instead of like trying to blast his way in, they tried to throw like a fade to Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts was like, "Okay, we'll get it next time." I'm like, what was that?
Packers play the Niners next week, not this week, obviously, but next week. I need them to have a tune-up game so they can beat the holy hell out of the San Francisco 49ers to just quiet everybody down. The Niners have looked mediocre for 2 weeks. Nothing they do impresses me.
Yeah, and their defense is not getting any better, even though it should be. I think the Rams are the team to be afraid of. They're the only.
That's fine.
But
I have no problem with that.
Same vein, the Rams almost let floppy arm man Carson Wentz back into it if he didn't.
And you see, dude, he's basically on IR now too.
Did you see that shovel pass he tried?
Colts, where everybody's trendy, cute pick in the AFC. They're 0-2.
Not me.
We haven't been believers on this show, folks. If you've been paying attention.
Yeah, we're just haters. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll discuss how everything that we just said was super true. Somehow both of our plus 12 and minus 12 are gonna hit. We're gonna push. It's probably gonna be as gross as we think. If it's not, we'll talk about why it wasn't tomorrow. But I'm excited. I'm not really excited, but we'll see. I'm excited to be back tomorrow, noon, same time as always. Johnny, anything to add?
Check out GoPHNX _Cardinals on Twitter. you team me up and I'm like, well, I want to plug our shit, but I just never know if it's the right time.
It's always the
Podcast
right
coming
time.
out with Kristen Susel. Tomorrow we got our typical live show. So much content. Your Valley Cardinals are 2-0, folks. It's a good time.
All right. See you later, guys.